So do you want to start it? Let's do this. Sanjit, maybe go for a couple of pairs, any pairs you want. Go for a couple of pairs. Let's just mark them, the ones we do together. And then Tony, you do a couple of pairs. Pick any pair that's remaining. And then the rest of you guys, just a couple of pairs each person, and go all out. Tell me everything that you like about it, and then tell me, is there a trade that could be traded today?
Okay. Okay. Sure.
Even if there's nothing, you can at least walk me through of, and therefore that's why we can't trade this today. That's also fine.
Okay. Okay. Sure.
Yeah.
All right. Let's have a look. Yeah. So sometimes it's I'll try to look at this first of all, but most of the time, actually, to be honest, I don't. I'll just work my way through, one by one. So okay, let's do like that. So if we're looking at the Aussies, I'll start like with this Aussie yen. Let's do that one, and start from the daily, and seeing the flow is up, then ranging, and then it's popped above the range.
Yeah.
And I noticed this volume. I see how it's come down here, and then I was looking at this, if there's anything that it might bounce here. It didn't, and then it came down into the range. Temporarily, we've got some sell coming in here. So that's how I'm seeing it from the daily. Then I'll go to the 4 hours, and then the 4 hours, just seeing how it's pushing down, 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 but just bearing in mind that it's within a range right now. So I don't see anything particularly good on this one to trade right for today.
Okay.
So
I'll quick question.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, on the 4 hours, and let me put this here. If I do this, can you trade that?
You could, I suppose, on a lower time frame. Let me look down on the 1 hour then and see, and go down to 1 hour and 15 and see how that looks.
Okay.
Yeah. So if that's my level, I'm not feeling it. I suppose you could. Yeah, let me try 15. 1 second. Yeah, down to that. You could, I guess. I'm not sure I would want to trade that though.
Well, walk me through on if that was the case, how would you have done? Is the daily interrupting you, saying you can't sell? Are they getting ready to do a buy on the 4 hour daily?
Oh, okay. I think I might have closed my trade.
Oh, that's good.
Let's have a quickly have a look. 1 second.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's not good. It's going the other way. Okay. All right, come back to it.
Yeah. Do you need to do anything for your trade management? And then if you want,
I'm okay.
Yeah.
I've already put my stops in a little bit.
Okay, so let's go to the 4 hour real quick.
Yeah. Then I'll draw my level from
Yeah.
that. Well, I'll see that the flow still. Let's have a look at the flow. We're in that range.
So you're in that big daily range, right? The one you talked about. This is that big daily range. So daily is not messing with you. They're not getting ready to buy or getting ready to sell. So they're not really messing with you. Okay. In terms of 4 hours, you know that it's clearly in a downtrend right now. And this is the flow that he's been doing.
Yeah. So
okay.
3 legs.
Okay. So it's not about the number of legs, is the momentum dying.
It is. The second leg was powerful. The third leg is more choppy and slow.
More choppy and slow. Okay. So that's the stuff that I want you to pick up on and be like, I do see that there's a level here that I can do technically, but should I do it or can this be done? Is that's what you have to evaluate and be like, okay, daily is not going to bother. Fine. 4 hours in a downtrend, I should be selling with them at least. That's as our mini big boy. Fine. But then they're also slowing down. So maybe I'll be in trouble. So that's how you can put 2 and 2 together. But if it was strong, you can say, yeah, I'll take that cell. Even if it's a 15-5, I can do it. And it's gonna line up with one of the openings.
Okay.
And then you'll have your simple trade to do that thing. Does that make
Okay.
sense?
Yeah. Okay. So, well, this one we'll exclude.
Hey, yeah, sorry I'm late.
Just for practice sakes, let's go and discuss the part.
I'm sorry. Oh yeah, sure, yeah. Could you say it again? I lost you.
I think I got a small lag here.
Yeah.
Maybe it helps if you turn off the camera from your side, Naveen. Then you're saving upstream bandwidth.
Okay. Yeah, I'm guessing you guys can hear me. I can see Hanning's car moving again. I use that as my understanding if I'm lagging or not. Okay. All right. So for practice sake, I want you to tell me how you would trade that one in case if the things were in your favor, how would you have approached that? Let's talk about that.
Okay. If it's in my favor, then I'll be looking at this on the 2 time frames down, looking for that buyer coming up. We want to see him refreshing and then trying and failing, and then that's my approach to the entry.
Do you hear us, Naveen?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, did you hear what I said?
Oh, but no, I didn't hear what you said though.
Oh,
What
okay.
did you say?
Oh yeah, I thought you were waiting. I thought I was waiting for you. I'd go down a couple of time frames and then I'll look to see the buyers refreshing and fail.
Perfect. Okay, so let's take a look at that
Mm.
and see. Let's draw that level. Okay, that's thereabouts. Okay, so now how's the approach to the level, and what can you tell me about when do you actually have a trade?
Sales coming down to here. This is the like approaching here, strong.
No, that cannot be the approach. The approach is always once you come out of that level and you go back to that level.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is like the second time around or third time around.
Okay. It's strong. Yeah, that's the first time. Second time.
No. Okay, zoom a little bit more. Zoom a little bit more. Okay, I want you to hit the replay button and put it right here. That's the bottom, the lowest part where it all began. And since then, we haven't had a lower low. So put it there and yeah, that's fine. Now, have we reached the level?
No.
No. So let's fast forward a little bit. Yeah, you can do it candle by candle. It would be better.
How do I do that?
Pause it. Yeah. Use the next button to the right. This one.
Oh, okay. Thanks.
Yeah. Okay. So now, wait. Hold on. So now, what do we have so far? We have this movement up, and then it comes down. Any sign of being close to your level?
No.
No. And then it goes up. Stronger or weaker?
It's stronger.
Okay. So then we'd have to see what they do on the SNR because it's stronger.
Yeah.
Okay. And then that's on its way up.
Yeah.
All right. So What is that?
That's your refresh now.
Okay, now tell me, like, look at this very carefully and take a look at this. Right? Same size or stronger? How would you say? Like, because we're trying to look at the legs that are trying to make the attempts up.
Same size.
Okay, so now if it's same size or stronger, then we say, I need more. We need more information because it's too risky.
Yeah.
But there is a response here. There's a response here also. Someone keeps responding. It's not a little bit, it's not like this. See that one? That's like nothing. There's no response compared to the size of the outpost. This is a response. So you know that level that you have drawn, your dotted line, is approximately in the good area. Somebody's here.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you're saying we need to see more. Let's see more now. One more candle. No, not the play button. Use the other one. Yeah. Okay. So one more candle comes up and this is now closed. Okay. One more candle, please. Okay. And that candle now has closed. That means you now have your next leg up because you can see the red bar has closed. So you know your official next leg up now. How about the next leg? Is it small? Wait. I'm asking you the question. What about this next leg?
It's strong. It's strong. It's about this. Actually, no, it's slightly less.
It's less, right? And you've known about the responses. It's gotten less. So now it becomes preparation phase, which means I need to get ready to enter. You see what we did there? Like earlier, you were doing this, and then you were doing that. When in actuality, is you want to be the first guy that says, come to the level for the very first time and let me take the bounce off of that level.
Okay.
And you're watching every little nuance up to the level.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And then that one, it's smaller. So we're like, okay, if this rolls over, we'll sell it. Or if we can get a little bit of a bounce off that, we'll sell it. These are the things that we're looking for. So how do we do that?
You want to go down even smaller or?
You can go down one time frame. Yeah. Okay. So now these were the different legs that you had.
Yeah.
And your last leg is also subdivided. And notice the last leg of the last leg is not holding. It just came smashing down.
Yeah.
So we're saying, okay, if we can get the underside test because it's lopsided or the probe test, then we're good to go. That should be our starting point because it's dying. The whole momentum has died. The level's holding. And then game. Okay, so continue. Not that one. Bar.
That one.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, that's all he can do.
Okay.
All right. Next. Okay. All right. So here's the underside tests still coming in here. So whether you took that one or you take this one. Again, is there any fear that last minute a buyer is coming up? I think this goes into Michael's question he had earlier. Or should we be scared when a big, strong buyer comes up? And look, it even comes up with volume. Yeah. Well, so what would you do on that one? Sell it now? We would be scared because it's a big green candle, or would we trust everything that's led up to the moment? This level, response from the level, lopsided, and then just last minute, this thing shows up. Is that a fear thing, or should we say, hit it again?
Well, we
Okay,
have to
so that's,
trust everything.
keep going.
Nice.
Okay. Target.
Yeah.
Okay, so this, what time of the day is this for you?
This is Asia.
Asia? Okay. All right, so then this would not be something that's setting up for you to trade either London or New York. Okay, but you saw how even though the daily is not saying I have a perfect setup, even though the 4 hour is not saying I have a perfect setup, you could still get something done.
Yeah.
So, okay, so one more pair for you, and then we pass it on.
Okay. Maybe let's do a different one. Let's do maybe a New Zealand one. How about let's do New Zealand CAD. How about
Cat Swiss, maybe.
that? Okay, CAD Swiss. Yeah, we can.
No, it's just a
Okay.
joke. Sorry.
Do it. He loves it.
Sorry, guys. I need 1 second. Sorry,
All right.
I'll be back. You guys can continue on this one.
We can continue on Cats with Frank. He's left the call. He's not interested.
You want to? I don't mind. I've got the power right now. Wow. Let's have a look then. Okay, let's look at this one then, New Zealand CAD, because I've opened it up. So I got yeah, overall flow from daily is down, and in 4 hours, we're seeing that come down, holding here, and then it dropped down, with no, it's just dropping down, it's just pulling back now. So I don't see anything to on here on the 4 hours. It's quite a long way away from my level. I wouldn't really be thinking about doing anything counter trend also. So I think I can move on. Any thoughts?
I actually was
Yeah.
looking at this one for
Yeah.
today.
Oh, okay. For
A sell.
okay.
Setting up for 60-minute primary. This would have been the pair that I was looking at.
All right. Let's have a look. Okay. Yeah, I can see that. But in terms of levels, there's nothing here.
Yeah, I want it higher up because I'm not sure if that last bit is actually just a probe. That whole thing could just be a probe part. So I've got the level at, I'll check where I've got it. I've got it at 41. So where you've got your, yeah, I've got it around about there.
Okay.
As to where I'd like it. But it looks like it's trying to slow down from there. That's the thing.
All right. Yeah. Well, that it would go that far up today. I'm not sure, but I like it though as a concept. I mean, right, just now looking at how far it is, that's why I wouldn't think of looking at this in more detail today.
No.
But yeah, that's possible. Something else, or carry on?
Yeah. Any other pairs? Anyone else?
Anything anyone wants to look at?
I think New Zealand CAD might need a little bit more time from the momentum perspective. How buyers push up versus sellers push up versus the levels. Let me go on. So the way I see it, this is an interesting spot because I can see it here as well. Then we seem to excel on the way down, but we come up really aggressively. Then a little bit of a push, still aggressive, and sellers can't hold here. They pop up. So this is a little bit of a concern if they want to get to these prices and try it once more. Maybe because now I have this buying angle and I have no slowdown so far. I think the buyers will try it again in these areas, maybe. So this would, for me, it would be, okay, I have to step back and see what they are doing. Because for me, it popped up already into this area, but with a question.
I wonder if that level is strong enough.
It could, if they keep holding, I think it can go over. Not sure. That's just.
Okay. Well, we'll keep an eye on this one. Okay, I'll mark it.
If they are able to break this without a fakel, then I think it's fine.
I think Naveen's frozen.
Uh.
Yeah, he's got the look.
This New Zealand cat has a sister pair, Hero Cat.
Okay, let's take a look. Oh yeah, I had knocked this one out as a potential trade here. I was looking at this last night for a sell. And yeah, had a alert here also that
Yeah.
if I then come up here, maybe there's a sell to do. I was thinking about an alert, a limit order, but I'm a bit mindful of that right now. I wanted to just see how the approach is. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's good.
Would you want me to quickly run through how I see it? Because this is the one that I was looking for New York.
Yes, that would be great because
Okay, cool. Open up the daily.
Yeah.
Okay, so basically on the daily, well, let me get my annotations out. Flows down, which is good.
Yep.
And then after I see you've made that range, nice. Then we
Yeah.
have a pop out of the range coming back in. So basically these buyers are now trapped.
Correct.
So to find out where they are trapped down to 4 hours. So I can see, okay, great. We have our buy, hold, buy, refresh for them. They tried to buy here, possibly trying to do their secondary here. Didn't do. Okay, let's come deeper. Secondary, there's still nothing. So I would say they're either trapped here or trapped there, but I'm thinking more this one. So for me, that's why I was looking at this area, because it's possible that I do primary on the buy side here. They did their primary, possibly secondary here or there. So, but the only question is, or the problem that I had with this one was, okay, we have the sell. It reached the bottom of the range. It came down with nice volume and it trapped someone, but the buyers came in with volume as well. So I was reading this on the 1 hours because I trade lower time frames. So quickly go down to the 1 hours.
Yeah.
Because on the 1 hours I saw, okay, great. We have a refresh here, but this came in with volume and with power. So we can't trade the primary sell from that area. Even though it did reach its target, we need to trade the secondary because of that power. Even though the second leg is smaller, second leg, if I just work this, is also a volume. So also not that great. So really wanted to see this secondary form here and really build up. But it seems now that the secondary has gone higher. So if it closes higher, let me just clear that out. If this closes like a rejection like it did there, then it means that secondary is still holding for me. Then I can still look at that secondary for a sell. But if it closes higher, then can't read it on the 1 hours anymore. I have to go to 4 hours, which means if you go to 4 hours quickly, which means no refresh yet. Possibly doing refresh now and then coming back into that area where that was possibly the secondary where they got trapped, which means this wasn't the trap, that was the trap.
Yeah.
So then I'll look for this for a primary, secondary to sell.
Okay. Then today.
Yeah. So then the question comes in, is it still, is the range on the top side here or is it there? If it's on the top side here, all this is perfect. Quickly just go up one time frame to the daily. Just want to see. Yeah. Yeah, I placed my range on the top of the wicks.
Okay.
Didn't really put it on the bodies. So yeah.
That's probably a good thing to do.
So that's
Maybe we'll do
also
that.
why this is also kind of like a strong point for me, because if it comes on a refresh on the 4 hours back to that area, then we can still have a nice little trade down. So yeah, that's how I was looking at it. So yeah, for now, for New York, because it's going higher, if it closes and still holds for a secondary, possibly, but as it is now, there's no more trade for me for today on this one.
Okay. Okay, that's great. Henning, you want to talk about your process? Actually, we were just discussing that earlier on in the morning about how we do our analysis, like top down, or is it like start from 60, or
Oh, okay.
could we like probe your mind for that? Like, what's your routine?
So what I do is I just work through this list
Yeah, on the
from
60.
top to down. So I have the 3 panels, the daily, 4 hours, and the 60 open.
Yeah.
So that, and then I just go, my focus is on my 1 hours to see if I have like a breach and pullbacks here into levels.
Right.
And then if I have a level here, I'll look to my 4 hours and see, okay, is the level on my 4 hours? If it is, great. Is it on my daily? If it's not on my daily, is it at least in the flow of my daily?
Okay.
So that's one way. So if it doesn't do that, then I'll just go to the next pair. I don't even look further. And if it does everything, then I'll look at volumes, and then I'll look at the group, what the group does. If there's sister pairs, correlation, all that type of thing. So if it has the correct volume, if it have the correct flow, if it has a nice little breacher and a level, and this level can actually be seen on the at least the 4 hours as well, and it has like a refresh pullback. Is it just, if it's just one pullback, then I don't look at it, but it needs a refresh pullback on the 1 hours, then I'm good. Then I can investigate further with correlation.
Mm,
And
okay.
that's I just go from top, all the pairs all the way down, go do this with all of them.
Good, good, good. Okay, thanks. Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, that's the appropriate approach.
Oh, Naveen's back. Hello.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I kept getting disconnected.
Yeah, good. All right.
So I had my turn as well with the pairs. I discussed the ERCAD.
Okay.
No,
Yeah.
I'm just muting myself.
But no, that's good actually, because yeah, I was looking at this pair also for something similar. Yeah. Okay. Well, should I stop or?
Yeah, who's next? Who's next?
Okay, I'll stop then.
Yeah, yeah. You actually want to give it a go?
Okay. Do-do-do. Which pair should I discuss? Or maybe pound USD, since that's what I was looking at in the morning.
Pick a different pair. We just talked about this in the last call, right? Just pick any other
Okay.
pair or by random that hasn't been talked about yet. And just talk it through and tell me what you see, what you need, and is there something that can be done almost immediately?
Okay. So what I would do usually is just start on the daily.
Right.
I first just check to look if a higher time frame is interested, and then if a higher time frame is interested, I go with that story. Otherwise, I'll check 4 hour, 1 hour. So here, it's not really trending on the daily, and if we go to weekly, that's not trending either. So high time frame shouldn't get in our way. On the 4 hour, we have an upward trend. All the MAs are in an upward direction, and we're making higher highs and higher lows, but there's a problem because this thing just went, after many legs, it just went super high. And then now the SNR is down here, but the way it responded was like, it's going to make people think it's a buy and a sell. So we might get a range or squeeze. So if I were to trade this pair, then I'd look for signs that we have a bottom and a top of a range and a squeeze. But I think it's yet to develop on this one. So if we see something like that, then it could give us boundaries to trade between. But I think at this point, it's too early to look at this pair. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
The one trade that could have been done on this is already gone as a counter.
Was it up here?
Up here would be from a smaller time frame. And if you're trading just purely 60, then you can only get one here. But
Okay.
up here would be lower time frame, 5 minutes or 15 minutes.
Okay. Should I do another one?
Yeah, go for it. Go for it.
Let me pick maybe. Okay, so this one, it's not in a clear trend on the daily. Just check the weekly. I can see it's flowing to the downside, but once it reached here and then reversed this whole thing and came all the way up, even that's definitely for a higher time frame. And then on the monthly, we do have a nice trend downwards, and a refresh that came in with an initial sell, which was holding in a secondary phase, and that could be breaking to the downside now, into a sort of an on market for the sells.
Yeah, the stuff that should have happened in Malaysia.
Yeah, we were like up here. So, okay, so with that being said, since it looks like it's breaking below, it could be breaking below the secondaries. This is like, we might be able to ride the breakout from a lower time frame. So if I go back to the daily, now that I know I'm in that context, this is that breakout. And then here's a pullback back to the level to sell. But it's not working at the moment. The better place to sell would have been up here, but now the location is more or less at support. So I might be able to treat it as a range on a lower time frame. But the flow is against me, so I wouldn't feel comfortable doing that. But if I had to do something today, that's how I would want to buy it.
Okay, so here's the thing. So you have the knowledge on what you're looking for, but you also have that risk aversion contradiction that keeps coming at you. So every sentence that you say, I hear this is what I would want to do, but then again, there's this. This is what I want to do, but then again, there's this. So it's like at every step of the way, you have the angel and the demon fighting over and over again, right? So what you need to do is figure out one thing first, is what was the purpose of the monthly? What clue did that monthly give you?
He wants to sell.
He wants to
The
sell.
cells,
And
yeah.
has the sell started?
It looks like it is starting. It
is starting.
Way.
Okay. That means make your mind clear, no buys. I just want to sell.
Okay.
If you actually went and spent the time on the monthly, then use the monthly. Monthly saying sell, you sell. Okay. So now when you're down on this time frame, and this time frame being a daily, and you say, I want to trade the daily with the monthly research that I just did. Okay. Flow, 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 and then it gets faster and the whole thing gets rejected. Okay. So in your mind, it's like, I want to sell, but I can't possibly ride perhaps this current wave that's going down, because whenever the flow is fast, we can do the next sell. That's okay. But if the flow starts dying out, we don't know at what point it needs to refresh. You see that? So at this point, it's like, I don't know if I want to do that sell. I don't know if I want to do that sell. Thank God I didn't do that sell. You see, it starts getting more and more dangerous as it
Yes.
slows, the momentum starts to fizz out. So you had the same case here. It started to fizz out towards here, but then it picked up speed suddenly, and the whole thing came back and closed at resistance. Now, what that's telling you is, can you sell that?
It looks like it's dying, so I wouldn't want to sell it.
Okay, now think very carefully here. If you're a buyer,
Okay.
will you buy it now?
No, not now because it went faster.
Okay, good. If you're a buyer, would you buy it now?
Yes, now I would buy it.
Okay. If you're a buyer, would you buy it now?
No, now it's back at a minor area.
Okay, so how would you buy it?
If I was bounce buying, then I would buy here. But
Okay,
if I was doing that, waiting for signs that it's the bottom, then I'd wait for that and then buy there.
okay. So what essentially people are waiting for is every time something comes down and down and down, they're basically saying, I want to see what this last leg can do. So when he comes all the way back up, now they're saying, I want to see what the last leg can do. It's that test that makes everybody jump onto the bias. So if everyone's going to jump onto the buy after that V formation, no one will buy here. But everyone will buy if it slows down, right? That is your
Yes.
understanding and your window of opportunity saying, if I can sell as high as possible, I don't have that mentality anywhere close to me.
Okay. Okay.
Which means
so yeah.
when this whole thing reverses on you like that, and you can figure out to sell this from a lower time frame, as long as you're away from their midpoint, where if it slows down, they'll hit the buy, there's a trade you can actually extract.
Okay, because nobody is thinking about buying at that
Correct.
spot. Okay.
But if you look at it as, oh, it's slowing down and it has a strong buyer move up there, then you'll never get these perfect high prices. You'll always get a price that's leftover, and all the sun, moon, and the stars have to align for a trade to happen. It's never going to happen like that. It's very, very difficult
Mhm.
to have a perfect cocktail.
Yes.
Yeah. So far, so good.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
So far, so good.
Okay. Yeah. So now you can pick on to the next step.
Okay, so from we're looking at it from this region then when it comes back into the area. So we need to look at this on a lower time frame. Okay, on the 4 hours, just one leg.
But do you see
Um,
anything about that
But
one?
it is a refresh.
What's a refresh?
Slowing down as it's approaching our level.
Okay.
This guy so invites some buyers.
No. That's not a
no.
refresh.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not a refresh. But what can you tell me about how it got to that level?
It started off very aggressively, but we can see a lot of seller pressure as it starts to reach and it slows down the buyers.
Good. But how many legs up, like you said?
Just one.
Just one.
So that's
Again,
too
it's
early.
again, it's no, it's not too early.
Not too early. Okay, sorry.
Again, it's telling you if you sell, make sure you do it as high as possible, because if there's a leg two, then you better be away from anyone who wants to buy that leg two. So if there is a leg two, does it go like this and now they do a leg two? Does it ever happen like that?
Oh no, they'll pull back to a more
Nope.
logical area.
Exactly. Now remember, this is a daily that you're trying to pull back. That's hundreds and hundreds of pips, right?
Yes, yes.
So if we look at it from a monthly perspective, we'll always be on the sidelines thinking that, oh no, it's not ready yet. But it's never going to be ready because that amount of movement is like 30 trades just
Oh,
for it to just test back, you know. So you
yeah.
have to really put that in perspective. So you can see things building up here. So you say, okay, go down to another time frame. So what you're essentially now trading is a higher time frame, but it's setting up for you on the 60 as a rollover, which you can figure out. How's the move up initially from here to here? Fast or slow?
Very fast.
Very fast. Pulls back into SNR. Next move. How big is that?
Yeah, it's fast, but a lot smaller.
Okay,
So
remember when I
that's a good
asked you
sign.
if people want to sell, they want it to slow down and they want to see what the last leg can do. The last leg is already dying. They come to their SNR, they hit the buys, kaput. Kaput means they're dead.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
so they hit the buys, they're dead. You can activate the sell. As you're activating the sell, you just draw a circle or put an arrow and you ask yourself the question, am I messing with the daily? Am I messing with the 4 hours? Am I messing with anybody? And you can say, well, there's no leg 2, there's no leg this. That's all going to come here possibly. That stop loss with this kind of run, you have at 2 hours.
Yeah.
So you don't need always a perfect situation to make any money. Like the Swiss yen that some of these guys had today. It's not
Yeah.
a perfect situation, but there is an extraction point in there. Like Henning is like extraction expert, right? He's just like, give me a pullback somewhere and I'll go in there and I'll
Yeah.
surgically remove a few pips, you know? So well, that's what you're trying to do. You're trying to find, give me a good spot, even if it's not saying it's a home run, just give me a good spot so I can just, gotcha. I got a few pips off of that thing. Not a few, but 10, 20, 30, so you can get 2 hours off of it.
Okay.
But if you always wait for a perfect rollover on a daily, you'll be waiting and waiting.
Yeah. So just get the correct location and then go down to whichever time frame I need to go down to catch the reaction from the area.
Correct.
And then
Correct.
that lower time frame and the time frames leading up to it tell us where the take profit is, depending on
Yeah.
what
Now,
they're doing.
I'm gonna teach you one thing carefully. Go back to the 4 hours. This part is very, very dangerous if you guys don't understand this. 4 hour came up in one leg, right?
Yeah.
Just because it touched the line, don't say, okay, now I'm gonna go down to the 1 minute. There must be 50 legs in there, so I can just turn that. Don't do that because what you'll be doing is you'll be turning that portion. The 4 hour hasn't slowed down because you came from the daily. Go step by step. Don't
Yes.
just suddenly say line is touched, go down to the 1 minute and find a roller. Don't do that.
Okay. So should I go like from 4 hour to 1 hour and then you look at where the 1 hour's levels are? And then
Yes.
if you're still far away from that, but he hasn't rolled over yet, then you have to go down again and then check where that guy's
then you
levels
don't,
are.
then you don't go down because
Okay.
4 hours showing you he's not rolling over. 60 is not showing you he's not rolling over. 15, 5, 1, they're gonna show you they've rolled over, but the higher time frame is not ready yet to roll over. So it means
Okay.
I need another candle. I need more candles to find out.
Okay.
You see? So if you actually pulled open this candle on a lower time frame, like a 5 minute, it will tell you to sell immediately. And then you'll get stuck trying to sell and it bounces up in your head. You know, oh my God, what happened?
Yeah.
I actually got to sell this one, and I got it at the right place that you said to sell it.
In this spot there.
Yeah, on the 1 hour, on the bad close after the discount.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Very, very good. Yeah. Yeah.
So,
So
all
now,
the Swiss francs were at a level to bounce from. All of
Yeah.
them.
so let me ask all of you guys this question. There's volume here, right? There's a strong green candle, right?
Yeah.
Why is a sell not scary?
Because the level is good.
It's not the
And
level. This is just
no.
the 4 hours.
monthly.
You told
on.
me all this monthly research. You told me all this daily stuff going on. If you told me all of that stuff, why would I be scared of a 4-hour little green candle?
Okay, because this one is just a test
It's just a test.
of a bigger analysis.
It doesn't mean now once I got the entry, I have to hold on for like 3 months. No, not that. But but it tells you, yeah, go for it. It's fine. Don't be scared. Anything that comes up, hit it.
Okay.
It's starting to make sense.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. Thanks, Naveen.
Yeah. And Michael, does it tie into some of your questions you had also about should we be worried when they come off last minute with high volume and all that stuff?
Yeah, I think it's a case of what I know and then what my instincts are getting used to, and that'll just come with some practice. That's good. Is it sort of almost like the sort of reminiscent of that dash of evil, or who are these stupid bulls who think they can go in the face of all of this stuff? You know, they're idiots. You know, it's bear territory here. It's if you bulls want to come and give it a go, good luck, mate. But I think you're doomed. Is it kind of those sort of instincts? Is it?
Yes, it is, because they see the slowdown and then they see a strong move up. So their natural reaction is, if I can get a pullback, I'll buy it. But they're buying in the face of a sell. And the cells will steamroll them over. So you just want to be on the right side of the trend, kind of thing.
And then I know I know you got the monthly and the daily is saying one thing, and the 4 hours are trying, but you know, good luck 4 hours. But would you still be kind of thinking roughly, well, look, you know, we've got that discount area for the buyers, might want to try again. Would those be kind of in the back of your head as well? Of, you know, I probably want to take at least some profit out there, or is it?
No, full profit. It's because you see this, I see it as well, and I'm like, on this time frame, they're gunning it. So if I do a sell from up here, I don't know if 4 hour needs another leg up. So they came with volume. They came with a reason.
And only had one leg. Yeah.
Yeah. So if they come down and then like some SNR here, they're like, okay. It's still a sell. It just means you were able to extract, move away, and saying, I had a feeling that would come, and I'm glad I'm not holding on and suffering through that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, because it might be a monthly trade, but that doesn't mean monthly is going to go right now.
Exactly. So then you catch this sell if you can. That goes down, and then it's like, okay, comes up choppy, and then when you catch the sell again, this time your whole 4 hour is rolling over, which means now you don't have to just get out here. You can actually try and hold it. So now they've lined up, you know, the sun, moon, and the stars for you perfectly.
Yeah.
But until then, your trades are these little things. These are your trades. Like, get them high, away from buyers. Just keep hitting yourselves.
Cool. Yeah, that's sinking in. Just need some time in the trenches now. Yeah. Cool. Thank you.
Yeah, welcome. Okay. Lucas, you want to give a couple of them? Did you go already? I don't even know who went. I had no internet.
No, Lucas didn't go.
Yeah, you want to give it a go quickly?
Lucas, do you want?
You're on mute, I think.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Start with pound yen, euro yen. Yep. So I usually start on the 60. And first thing I'll see is, do I have a trend? I have a trend. Do I have a pullback, or do I have any kind of refresh? So on the 60-minute right now, I don't really have that. I wouldn't really consider this as a refresh. a little bit too small, at least for this time frame. And there's not quite a level here that I can see that I can use. So should we go down then if I really have to look for a trade?
No, you don't have to. Everyone clear with so far everything he's discussed?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can there be a trade done at this level? Sorry. Get my mind. Can, maybe the right word is should there be a trade done?
I'm not sure because the way that we went down, came back up, the approach is very strong. So the first part is definitely no-go for a sell
Good.
based on this few candles here.
Yeah.
We got a reaction which was a little bit slow.
Yeah.
And this one was strong. This one was strong.
Perfect. Okay, this is a very, very good example because there is the opposite example just next to it. Okay, I want you guys to look very carefully on what just happened on this chart that Lucas is pointing out. Now, look at this before here. This went parabolic, just like this went parabolic. When I say parabolic, it means suddenly the next leg goes berserk. Normally legs slow down, right? They don't get intense. So this one went like this, then and then boom. And that boom that happened also broke through. When it broke through, the question comes is, did it actually break through and do this, and then go berserk? And if that goes berserk and comes back, that's okay. But if you broke through and immediately that berserkness gets reversed, we don't really know if he broke through or the whole thing came back. You see the two variations? This one has done this, and then that, but full reversal. Has it broken through? We don't know. So this one, selling at resistance, becomes a little bit complicated because the flow is telling you, we don't have the flow left. We don't know if they still want to sell. You see the key difference there? This one, when he comes smashing down through the level, he does a two-legged pullback. 2 legs means why is it not fully reversing? 2 legs means they're struggling. They had a pause for a whole 1 hour, 2 hours, and they're struggling. They're not making it all the way back up. Yeah. Does that make sense? It's a small little variation, but it's a very important one to tell you, go for it or don't touch it at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that one's good.
So we can't sell this.
Yeah.
We don't really want to buy this either because of how counter trend this thing looks.
Yeah.
So there's nothing we can do on this pair, right?
Right.
Yeah. Okay, let's look for another one. Okay, this one. Same thing, downtrend.
Yep. Now, tell me about this one. This is different now.
Yeah. So this downtrend, the first thing that I'm thinking about is when is the last time we have a refresh? Seems like there's a refresh here.
Yep.
Minor one. Came down, went berserk.
Yep.
Very, very strong. Same
Yep.
situation as before. We got a reaction. Slow. Came up quite hard. Okay, but then very, very quickly before that candle even, we have an inside candle which is showing signs that it's slowing down. And then the next bar, came down quite hard. Time of day is 10 a.m. London, So active market hours.
Yep.
What about that point? So a few more things to consider here. If I just clear this and zoom in a little bit. Okay, so sort of like two-legged move up, right?
Yeah.
Second one is slightly weaker than the first one. For this second leg up, what could be seen here is the way that this thing came down. These guys may still want to attempt their buys, and the way that they're coming in is gonna tell us whether or not, you know, the cells can still have a go.
Good. Yep.
At least towards this area here. Something like that, I think.
So just like how we talked before, is this berserkness coming out of a range brand new and then snapping right back? No, the coming out of the range was here, and then he's done leg, 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 and then extremeness at the end. Okay, now we just need to know, is it here to stay or what happened with that? He pulls back, responds, pulls back a little bit more, but can't make it. It's two-legged, struggling, and he's at resistance. Second leg is almost identical to the first leg, almost. So even if you do a sell here, what's your fear? I don't know what they're gonna do around the buyer's area.
Yep.
So it's like, can I squeeze in a trade there? Maybe, maybe not. But can I squeeze in a trade here now that I see that the buyers have done their attempt now without changing time frames? I can see that the buyers are doing their attempt, bad close, and this candle's about to close in 15 minutes. Momentum is hot. Euro USD is telling you the shorts is still be on.
Yeah.
And it's refreshed.
Yeah.
You see the key variation on this? So can we look at this on one time frame lower to see how the test came in? So what can you tell me about the test? Goes up, goes up. What does that mean?
Second leg looks a bit stronger.
Okay, so what do we
However,
need?
looks a little bit stronger. The way that it closes was very weak. Still holding at resistance.
Yep.
Well,
Yeah, so
small little. Maybe this is like talking about test of a test, but if we're being a little bit greedy here, if this is what we consider as strong, maybe we can see how it responds when it comes here. The response is not good, so I think the bears still have chance.
So put that together with time of day, we might get a green bar that comes up and closes at the opening hours, New York Stock Exchange, and then if that struggles or gives you a bad close, sell, and you take it down, first target, second target. Okay, now this one, notice how we haven't seen a monthly, weekly, daily, anything like that. All we've done is, oh, we see something here. It's still good to just do a quick scan above and be like, I'm gonna get ready to sell this. Does anyone have an objection above? So that's when you look at it and say, if I do sell this, am I safe? So can we have a quick look at the 4 hour or a 6 or 4 hour or a daily?
It's like all time low, pretty much.
All time low. Okay, okay, good. So here's the issue now on the, if we look at the 4 hours. The issue is this thing. It's very far away from what's it called, the MX, which means if you do a sell, get out there. So what we're doing is we're now building in a safety net. We're trying to sell as high as we can, but we're also being aware that I don't think they're gonna let us pass. It's too overextended. So then you build that in, and that tells you how you should exit.
Quicker, right?
Yeah. You want it more quick. And the higher you can get this price, the better it's gonna be for me to take it down. So here, it's simply a roll straight next down point. Yep.
Okay, yep.
Yep, so nice one here. I think this is one you all can watch to see if you get a setup, or does it actually this green bars just keep flying through, then there's nothing you have to do, just wait and it just goes away. But if it holds and starts getting the back closes, then this is it.
Okay.
Yeah. So, what's there? I'll leave you on and give it a go. Pick a pair or two. So Sanjit, Michael, is it making sense about could there be a trade every day? Is it starting to open up a little bit more doors? We're moving away from that. I need everything to be perfect so I can get traded.
Yeah, oh, that's good. That's good.
So we can look at this one if we want. This is just one I picked randomly. So with Euro Aussie, it's in this downtrend. We can see it's been coming down from this point to this point. I mean, on the daily. Bear with me. There's a lot of background noises. Can anyone help me with that?
Maybe myself.
Yeah, no, thank you. Sorry. So from the daily, we can see this the big MA on over the top, and then we have this down move from here to here. It's done one leg, two leg. There was probably a refresh just about in there, and it comes down and it slows down and starts going from trending to channeling in that position. And then we get this refresh that comes in at this point at this good level, and there is an attempt to sell there, and then it breaks to the north. So that's how I see the daily with this trap just below it for now. Because I'm reading it from the daily initially, what I would also do is probably go up to the weekly just to make sure that I'm not walking into a weekly sell area from where that buy could potentially be. So I would probably go up to the weekly as well. But then if I'm just looking at it from here on the daily, the 1 hour is pretty wretched to try and read. That doesn't look like fun. And what I can see from the 4 hour perspective is from this trap area where this blue line is, he's tried to go up, he's tried to go up one leg, goes up two leg, and then he's pulled back, no higher highs. And then we have this trap that comes in on top of us. Almost it sits there before we get what is like a deep pullback for a refresh from this range. So we've got a lot of volume set on top of us. So when he goes up for this buy, obviously he tries, but then he gets hit at the top of this as an underside test to come back down for this, what would be a secondary. And this secondary is trying to go, this comes down, it's a probe, which tells you that this trap area is currently strong. So we could still be looking at this being a secondary on the 4 hour processing for a buy, but it's not going to be a really good buy because it's going to have to struggle to get through these levels above it, even on the daily.
Okay, so a couple of things, right? Is that better?
Yeah.
Yeah. A couple of things. Now, what I like that you said is he's up here, he's left the people trapped on the daily. That's good. Not only that, but it quickly, if you want your eyes to train on that, if daily is your big boy and your big boy itself is sitting on top of the MAs when it never normally does,
yeah,
that's a problem. So if it's normally used to following the trend and then suddenly it's sitting on top of the EMAs, that means a weekly something might be in play or doing something. But as of right now, on the daily, no one's gonna hit the sell until they see, I want to see what the buyers got. Okay,
Yeah.
which could mean a lot of pips. It doesn't have to go all the way to the top here. It can even struggle up and like, we get it. We can see the struggle, we're out. So that's a buy coming, okay? Now, as a buy coming up, what's one time frame below the daily?
4.
4 hours. We're on the 4 hours now. We're watching this come down from nothing to that, to pull back to nothing, nothing, and then a new low that probes out, same size, and then the whole thing comes back. But that same size, if I was to buy, won't I want to see? I want to see what that seller can do again from his SNR area, which he's going to do now. And based on how his performance comes in on the 4 hours, I will then decide it's time to buy. So putting that into perspective, will we get a trade in New York?
No.
Maybe, maybe not, because we need at least a candle or two on the 4 hours, and that means that's 8 hours in.
Yeah.
I don't know. So that's 8 hours in. Now, if you notice this, it lines up with our Euro USD sell that's coming up. This one is saying I will do a sell temporarily. Euro USD saying I can do a sell all the way down, maybe. But both of them have an issue. So for sells, Euro USD, for buys, Euro Aussie. Okay, so you now have research on, hey, the Euros are doing this. But we're basically going to be selling the last piece of what's left. That's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. Just means get out soon.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you were to look at it from 60, how it was on the, you have one, can you zoom in a bit on the 60? Okay, look at how it went up on leg 1. Look at how it went up on leg 2. Still aggressive, right? Smaller, but it's still aggressive. He's at the level. We want to see what their SNR can do. They bounced, they made a green candle for you, they went up, and that's their performance. Your Aussie, the seller is on. So you now have these things showing up for you. I think the beginning part of New York session, Euro is going to be weak.
Yeah, it's New York's open, right? 20 minutes ago.
Is it? Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, stock exchange already opened
Already open.
20
Okay,
minutes
there you
ago.
go.
Already.
Then there's your still. Yeah, so this becomes then your sister pair. Now this might be leading in terms of Euro USD. Euro USD was still going up for test last time we saw it.
I did a buy on that Euro Aussie today, but just got it at break even.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it needs some time to process before that buy can happen. Yeah, it needs a little bit more. So it can happen tomorrow at London, or if it's Euro Aussie, then Asia. This one, you just need a bad close on the 15 to also join the party. Yeah, but did all of it line mentally?
Yeah.
So Michael has taken on a little bit of a challenge for a week or two just to see can he spot trades that have you know, have value to trade on a regular basis, as regular as can be. But if you guys also want to try that, you guys can. Those of you guys who are focusing on the prop, don't mess up your prop numbers. You guys can continue as is. But those of you guys who are, you know, who want to try this challenge as well, you're welcome to do it separately. And really just try to find out. Practice makes perfect. We'll get good if we have tons of practice, but we want to know the practice is good at the same time. So I'm here on a day-to-day basis now again. So whenever you pull up a practice, we can verify it, confirm it, and saying this is good. Keep going and get as many of those practices in. Yeah, but the blueprint is in all of your heads. The primary, secondary, rollover, home. Everyone has that blueprint in their head. That's the whole flow of how it works. You just now need to see, where do I fit into that blueprint? I don't always have to be the home run guy. Yeah. Shall we leave it at that then today? And so you guys can see how New York unfolds.
I would like to give it a try.
What? Oh, you haven't gone? I thought you were going earlier. I saw your drawings before.
Ah,
Okay.
yeah, but it was just an opinion.
Oh, go for it. Go for it.
Okay. I can go over KDN, but it should be quite similar to Swiss yen, and we did Swiss yen in the morning.
You can pick a different one. It's fine.
I think we didn't have Aussie USD, no. So let's do this one. I usually start the daily. On the daily, I can see overall flow is down, approaching aggressively this area, then giving a 60% discount, still aggressive, slowing down, response according to the slowdown, not ranging, but instead it's channeling. So the channeling still aggressive, especially compared to the buyers, and then it's coming lower, trapping everyone above, and we have a seller's market on the daily again. It's responding, and now I can see aggressive, slow down, fast, and very fast, approaching likely the bottom of the channel. So for a bounce, it's a little bit too fast here. I have volume prior, but this is good. So basically, I would say it needs more time for me to investigate further. However, if it would be for today, I would try to see how the 1 hour looks. On the 1 hour, this is very likely the high volume coming all the way down, testing these areas, which is also refresh, resolving down aggressively, still aggressively, slowing down, but holding too strong, breaking through, testing, not slowed enough, testing again, still too strong, but buyers are holding. So if buyers hold, this means there's something about it. However, there's nothing to do right now because I can see sellers are still strong and they really hold this price. So for me to get interested in it, I either need something like that, which is really showing me the sellers can't go any further, and then I can be interested in it. Or preferably, I need a pop-up out of these areas. So all of them are trapped, and then I can tempt.
Yeah, the pop out would be much safer because it's counter trend. So.
From the angle, this is still nothing to drag very far, I would say this is a very good area to go to. But I would have to monitor the moment where they started to slow down in these areas.
Yeah, so this is a good point that you bring up, and this is a good example for all of you guys to think about. This point that he says, Tony said, there's a level here, a mini level there, and a major level here, let's say. If that pop out actually happens, and it goes like this, and as we're thinking, oh, we should do a buy off of this area, but he comes down a little bit aggressive, it might make us want to think, what if the sell is back on? You see, that fear will kick in, right? But I want you to think, will people sell when they see one strong move up like that? Or will they say, I'd like to see more? If you
I'd like
can
to see more.
understand that, then all you have to do is grab the turning part, whether it's here or it comes a little bit lower, like there, just grab the turning part. And then if it goes up choppy, then you know that it's time to get out because they're probably going to see that as let's hit it. But if it goes up very aggressively, you know that they're going to be more scared. Hold on, you can take it up higher, especially considering it was this huge channel, bottom of the channel. So you really want to get into their under their skin and think, are they freaked out or are they going to, take a hammer on my head? So you really want to put yourself in their shoes and saying, okay, they're still scared. Keep pushing, keep pushing. They're still scared. Keep pushing, keep pushing. So stuff like that.
Yeah, so there's basically nothing yet. It could be late hours, but unlikely because of it's not a busy day, I would say. So another pair. Let's pick New Zealand. We didn't have New Zealand. So okay, looks like a weekly. And a little bit rangy. I need to check that further. Okay. So overall flows down. We broke this level down here, but it came right back. Since then, it's basically testing their discount, coming all the way down, refreshing again with the primary and secondary. The secondary showing signs of slowdown.
Okay, wait, pop quiz for all of you guys. Is that secondary right or wrong?
It's wrong.
Why?
It's above the primary.
No, not because of that.
Mm.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah. Whenever you have a movement that comes to your level, like let's say that's the level and it's responding. And let's say it's at. Let me just try it again. Let's assume it's the right area and it's responding from that area. This move up, people want to say, I want to see how they respond again. This is their area to respond again. Not this. We cannot call this a secondary yet. We wanted to come bring it to them and then let them respond and saying, all right, let's see how
Yes.
secondary is.
Yes.
Oh yeah, this is what we were talking about with Michael in the morning.
Yeah.
And I'd marked it out on mine wrongly as well. He said, okay, no, I'd drawn the secondary higher than it should be, but it hasn't come to the SNR area to
Yeah.
try.
So then we won't know, is it the buyer's trying or is it that same buyer that just keeps at it and he never got the actual buyers waiting for SNR never got a chance.
What about this SNR of this paper?
It's very, very light, right? That SNR.
Yeah, but I saw people are stuck in here, so it was fine for me.
Yeah, but that's on a lower time frame.
Yeah.
Like if we do it, for example, like this, like there, I can see someone is stuck in there, but I can also see at least there's an SNR that I can use.
Yeah.
That's better. But if it's just people stuck there, but there's no SNR, then it's harder. But this one has an SNR, so it's also good.
Yeah.
So in this case, we don't have a proper SNR. Like it's loose. It's a bit loose. So this one, you can get away with a little sell on here. And if it still slows down, you can use the, you
So
know, not
the
the first
second,
time.
second
second-
arrow is your secondary now.
Sorry,
The secondary is now where your second arrow is, because it's had its buy from the SNR.
pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Then you would basically want to see the approach of this one.
Yeah.
And see, is it slowing down? Is it showing signs that you cannot make a higher high? Is it showing signs of each candle getting smaller? And then you can say, all right, I'll sell it from the top.
Wouldn't it be risky in this case? Because if they are unable to get to these lower areas or down here, and they need a better price, only then they can take it down. And now we have a strong approach, multiple candles up. It looks like sellers are slowing down massively.
Correct, correct. So this is the second time around, right? It looks like, so that's why we say whenever you're dealing with that, second time is like the cutoff point. It's after that, you can do a second time, but third time, fourth time, that's when it's like, it's obvious, it's something's wrong. But until second time, it's okay. But if you consider Euro New Zealand, Euro Aussie, Euro USD, you have the same information, but there's a better option on the other euros. Right? The Euro Aussie was looking very nice. Was it Euro Aussie that
Yeah.
Ollie brought up? Right? That one was looking very nice. The Euro USD was looking very nice.
So this one would be no trade because we are in the upper areas. It's less of a sell. And the buys are too strong right now.
They seem quite strong. Can we see the data to see the approach of this? Okay, it's actually, because if we see the movement, they slow down towards the end. SNR hits the buy, volume at the top, buy is struggling. You can get a price here, it might be safer.
Yeah, I had this as a waiting for a daily trap to get back into the downward channel.
So that could be an option there. You can then take it from the nice high sell.
The weekly, isn't the first pullback came very deep and couldn't make a low?
Which first pullback?
And this one. And then we have these higher high, higher low on the
Yeah.
weekly.
You have a bit of a squeeze there.
And
So
so
this is
there,
what we're dealing with if we were to look at it in that channel format. So if you want to sell, even though this is setting up for sell, you have a better option to sell. Your Euro Aussie, Euro USD would be a better option. So whenever you have these feelings of this looks like a sell, but I don't like how it's setting up as a sell, it looks very dangerous. Then you look at other similar pairs, you have better information. But this is a daily now that's getting ready. That means by the time this daily gets ready, maybe your Euro USD, Euro Aussie hits the target and goes up, makes a new high. Then this will not stop. This will go up also. Then you're automatically standing aside.
Evan, can we quickly just go back to the Euro USD and see how we should have entered that on the 15, if that's okay? On the 15, because that gave a solid green bar up, but now it's being totally rejected. So how would you'd
This-
still be
this-
waiting to enter
this-
this, right?
This would be the entry would be now.
Would be
As
now,
this
right?
candle closes.
Yeah, but that's so close to the bottom of it's halfway in the range of the
So
secondaries though.
let's take a look at that Euro.
I
Aussie.
actually just took a sell on it and wanted to close 50%, but I closed my all size.
But if you take a look at the Euro Aussie, remember it was already leaving.
Yeah.
as we were having the discussion. This was on the 60. Yeah. This one did that and it was already on its way. So, but the Euro USD would be a sell on right now where it is now. That's a good point where you bring up this point. Well, but then I don't have enough risk reward. That's
Yeah.
because our risk is where we cannot take the target too far. So then it's like, okay, leave it, can't touch it.
Yeah,
So
because
you've
that
done your,
sorry, that because that green bar, because I was hoping it would give bad close, but when it finishes solid green on Euro USD, you're waiting for the next one to give you the indication, right?
yeah. So
Yeah.
if we can go back to Euro USD, I wouldn't quite give up on it yet. What you want to do is you want to understand that if you're going to have your stop loss up here and your targets are here, you have to draw your MAP. What is your minimum acceptable price? And if you say it's here, just wait till the next candle opens. You might even get a wick up there that you can probably get filled.
Right.
And then the candle still closes red. And then you're like, perfect, I should be able to get 1.5 hour at least or something out of this.
Got it. Got it.
So it's not all done yet until the target is reached.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. You took it at the top, Henning? That green bar close?
If you go down to 5 minutes, I took it from the 5. So my entry was right there. My stops above this. My first 50% was here, and then my other targets down here. But instead of removing 50% here, I closed everything, unfortunately.
Oh. That's not good. Yeah. Well, it's a good one to watch and see how it unfolds. So yeah, see, told you guys this guy was a surgeon, hip surgeon.
Yeah, and kind of knew that I was in a little bit early, so that's why I was looking to close half of it here. Yeah, so I'll see if it comes up nicely, then maybe I'll enter again.
Yeah, because it's the 1560 that's getting ready. So yeah, you'll probably most likely get your test Ollie on this as a tail or something. Okay, so we did a little bit of practice like this today. We'll try to do at least practices similar to this at least a couple times a week to make sure maybe if you don't get practice per day, we can at least 2 each person, we can get the practice numbers up very quickly. Yeah. And then we can discuss all the ups and downs and nuances in between each trade.
That was fun.
Cool.
Yeah, it was really good. It's really helpful.
Thanks a lot.
So all of you guys are now aware of how to use the Connect, using the form in the Connect on the bottom left hand side when you can
Zoho?
download the Connect app on Zoho. Yes, there's a desktop app that you can download. and
The
you can
Zoho
install-
Mail app?
No, it's Zoho Connect.
Okay.
No? And then there's forums on the bottom left. It's like almost like the elite community, but just for us. Cool. All right, then, guys. I'll let you rest and watch your trades, and we'll catch up soon.
Thanks,
you.
Naveen.
Have a good
Cheers,
time.
everyone.
Bye bye.
Thanks.